A bank is a place where they lend you an umbrella in fair weather and ask for it back when it begins to rain. We dance round in a ring and suppose, but the secret sits in the middle and knows. There are two kinds of teachers. The kind that fill you with so much coil shot that you can't move, and the kind that just gives you a little prod behind and you jump to the skies. No memory of heaven star atones for later disregard or keeps the end from being hard. Education is the ability to listen to almost anything without losing your temper or your self-confidence. The middle of the road is where the white line is, and that's the worst place to drive. I have never started a poem yet, whose end I knew. Writing a poem is discovering. The best things and best people rise out of their separateness. I'm against a homogenized society because I want the cream to rise. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep and miles to go before I sleep. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. Home is the place where, when you have to go there, they have to take you in. The best way out is always through. Half the world is composed of people who have something to say and can't, and the other half who have nothing to say and keep on saying it. By working faithfully 8 hours a day, you may eventually get to be boss and work 12 hours a day. A diplomat is a man who always remembers a woman's birthday but never remembers her age. Love is an irresistible desire to be irresistibly desired. The brain is a wonderful organ. It starts working the moment you get up in the morning and does not stop until you get into the office. A mother takes 20 years to make a man of her boy, and another woman makes a fool of him in 20 minutes. The figure a poem makes, it begins in delight and ends in wisdom and a clarification of life, not necessarily a great clarification, but in a momentary stay against confusion. I never dared to be radical when young for fear it will make me conservative when old. Poetry is what gets lost in translation. You have freedom when you are easy in your harness. And were an epitaph to be my story, I'd have a short one ready for my own. I would have written of me on my stone, I had a lover's quarrel with the world. A poem begins as a lump in the throat, a sense of wrong, a homesickness, a love sickness. My sorrow, when she's here with me, thinks these dark days of autumn rain are beautiful as days can be. She loves the bear, the weathered tree. She walks the sudden pasture lane. To be a poet is a condition, not a profession. Writing free verse is like playing tennis with the net down. The only certain freedoms in departure. Education is hanging around until you've caught on. Most of the change we think we see in life is due to truths being in and out of favor. Nothing can make injustice just but mercy. A civilized society is one which tolerates eccentricity to the point of doubtful sanity. A poem begins in delight and ends in wisdom. In 3 words, I can sum up everything I've learned about life. It goes on. Poetry is when an emotion has found its thought, and the thought has found words. The only way round is through. Freedom lies in being bold. Forgive, O Lord, my little jokes on thee, and I will forgive thy great big joke on me. The world is full of willing people, some willing to work, the rest willing to let them. Forgive me my nonsense, as I also forgive the nonsense of those that think they talk sense. You can't get too much winter in the winter. No tears in the writer, no tears in the reader. No surprise in the writer, no surprise in the reader. Happiness makes up in height for what it lacks in length. A jury consists of 12 persons chosen to decide who has the better lawyer. Poetry is a way of taking life by the throat. I'm not confused, I'm just well mixed. I always entertain great hopes. I hold it to be the inalienable right of anybody to go to hell in his own way. Always fall in with what you are asked to accept. Take what is given and make it over your way. My aim in life has always been to hold my own with whatever's going, not against width. If one by one we counted people out for the least sin, it will take us long to get so we had no one left to live with, for to be social is to be forgiven. A liberal is a man too broad-minded to take his own side in a quarrel. The greatest thing in family life is to take a hint when a hint is intended, and not take a hint when a hint isn't intended. Humor is the most engaging cowardice. The reason why worry kills more people than work is that more people worry than work. What we live by, we die by. Thinking isn't agreeing or disagreeing, that's voting. A person will sometimes devote all his life to the development of one part of his body, the wishbone. We love things, we love what they are. There never was any heart truly great and generous that was not also tender and compassionate. I'd just as soon play tennis with the net down. Robert Frost.